welcome back to our channel, our happy kitchen. Anyway, I'm Baby Sal and
I'm Lauren, and today we are putting two almond flour cookie recipes head to head to see which one is the most delicious, chewy, delectable, yummy, divine, heavenly, amazing cookie recipe ever.
before we do our video, don't forget to subscribe our channel.
Okay, so the reason why we're using almond flour instead of regular flour in our chocolate chip cookies is because we want you to feel good when you eat the cookie. You're not going to feel super guilty after you have one of these. Some of the benefits of almond flour is that they're super low carb, they're gluten free, and they provide a lot more nutrients than your standard all-purpose flour. So without further ado, here are the recipes. Okay, for recipe one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cream together the butter. We need a half a cup of butter, 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and then we need 3/4 cups of brown sugar or coconut sugar, or we're actually using muscovado sugar. It has a lot of like a molasses taste to it, and it's really yummy for baking, so we're using this. It's very prevalent in the Philippines. Then you want to beat these ingredients together until there's a creamy texture. We are just using an egg beater right now, an electronic egg beater, but you can definitely use like a large stand-up KitchenAid mixer if you'd like, or if you don't have any appliances, definitely just go for it and use your own muscle. Next, we will be adding 2 large eggs. Then we're adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and we're going to beat it again. Okay, now we're adding a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so now you want to add your almond flour. We have 3 cups total, but it's 1 cup at a time. So you want to mix. Here's the 2nd cup. Here's the 3rd cup. Okay, now it's time for the best part, the chocolate chips. We're going to add 1 cup of chocolate chips. Okay, so I'm a total nut girl, so we're definitely putting walnuts in these cookies. We put about 1 cup of walnuts in this bag, and then one of my favorite parts besides trying the cookie is to go ahead and get these walnuts to be crushed by hammering the walnuts. So if you have any aggression, this is the time to get it out on these walnuts. Just hammer away. Oh yeah, feel better already. There you have it. Oh, it's so fluffy. So, I don't know about you guys, but in my family, we always had to try the dough to make sure it was good.
Yeah.
Yum. How is it?
Yummy.
We got to put it away now or we're going to eat all of the cookie dough. So now you're going to want to refrigerate your cookie dough for about at least 30 minutes. We're actually going to do it overnight and cook our cookies tomorrow. So we have some crazy willpower going on right now. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil starts out our 2nd batch of cookies. This is recipe numero dos, getting started. Okay, the next thing we have is pure maple syrup. Make sure it's 100% pure. You don't want anything that's like this pancake syrup BS where there's like a bunch of random sugars in it and it's not the real deal. So make sure you get some maple syrup. We're going to put in 3 tablespoons in our bowl. Okay, now we're stirring together the mixture so that it combines together. It will take about a minute to do this. Okay, now we're adding 1 egg. Now we're adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then beat those 2. In a separate bowl, we're gonna add 2 cups of almond flour. Okay, now we're going to add a half a teaspoon baking soda and a 4th teaspoon of salt. Okay, now it's time to add the dry mixture to the wet. You'll do this gradually, so we did it in 3 different increments, and then just make sure it's nice and combined together. Now it's time to add the chocolate chips and walnuts, half a cup of each, and fold into the dough. Get the aggression out, Sal.
What?
Good job. Okay, dump it in.
Okay. This one. What are you doing?
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cocktail Corner. So today, Mama needs a drink. So we are going to be making a pineapple mojito. Mojitos are my go-to drink if you want something refreshing, if you're out like at the beach or you're on like a rooftop bar. So I'm going to describe what's in a normal mojito and then how we are doing our little twist. So normally in a mojito you have rum, you have limes, mint, simple syrup or sugar, and then some soda water. So our twist on it, we're going to call this a Pinoy pineapple mojito, is that we're adding pineapple to it because I just feel like pineapple and mint go so hand in hand together. They're like a great combination. So we're gonna do that, and then also instead of limes, of course, we have our Calamansis. These are super native to the Philippines. We feature these in almost every one of our episodes because we love using them. The only thing is it's super tedious to get Calamansi juice out of them because about 20 Calamansis equals like this much juice. And there's a lot of seeds in that. So normally with a regular mojito, you muddle the limes with the mint. However, for us, we are just adding the juice. Okay, so the first step in creating our Pinoy pineapple mojito is we want to muddle the pineapple. So you're going to take 2 chunks of pineapple and just put it right in your chilled glass here. You definitely want to use a tall glass. And then take your muddler and just go ahead and muddle that pineapple. So you want to get all the juices out. Alright, so we want to muddle the pineapple first because it's kind of harder to break it up versus the mint, which is going to be like super easy to break up, and you don't want to break it up into too small of pieces or then you're going to be like literally eating mint the whole time you're drinking your mojito, which, I mean, I don't hate, but it's not the best flavor. Okay, so now you're going to take your mint and you're going to need to awaken the mint. So you want to slap it like this. And that's going to give you the essence of the mint flavor to come out a little bit more. So after you have your slap mint, you can like smell it so much more after you slap it. It's like crazy. So you pour this into your glass. There we go. And then you're just going to want to muddle a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right, so now we're going to put in all the rest of our ingredients. The first thing we're going to add is our 2 ounces of rum. And if a little spills in the glass, that's okay. That's the beauty of pouring over your glass. Okay, the next thing we're going to add is the Calamansi juice. Alright, so with this we're going to add 1 ounce of that. Now the color looks a lot similar to orange juice, but believe me, it does not taste like orange juice. It tastes more like lime juice. So this is going to be great for our mojito. Okay, and then we have our pineapple simple syrup. Okay, so I'll quickly describe how we created our pineapple simple syrup. First, you want to bring your water to a boil. I'm using a half a cup of water and 1 cup of brown sugar in my simple syrup. After your water comes to a boil, then it's time to go ahead and add the brown sugar and stir it around until it's completely dissolved. Then you're going to lower the heat all the way down to a simmer, and that's when we add the pineapple. We are adding 1 cup of pineapple plus the pieces of the core because why not? They're going to be removed later anyway. and we're gonna let it sit there for 30 to 60 minutes, just on that low heat. And then once the 60 minutes is up, you'll remove it from the heat and let it sit for another 30 minutes. So it's kind of a long process, but believe me, it's totally worth it. So we're gonna add just 1 ounce of the simple syrup here. Okay. Then we are going to go ahead and we're going to stir everything around. Ready? So we're going to pour in our ice. I like a lot of ice. So there we go. Just going to mix it all around. All right. We are just going to top with some soda water. Okay, and then of course for your garnish, you're going to want a cute little pineapple piece just to make it like a super cute summertime drink. So you're just gonna cut this in half because you don't want a really thick piece of pineapple that's gonna fall off. So, and then you're just gonna do a little slice here and you're just gonna pop it in like this. Okay, there you have it guys, a delicious pineapple mojito Pinoy style. Okay. All right, Vinny, you wanna try a pineapple? You like pineapple. All right, eat it.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay, so our 2 cookie doughs have been sitting in the fridge overnight, and so you can see they're a lot more firm than they were yesterday. This will make a great cookie because they won't be all like runny everywhere. You'll have a nice firm cookie. And I just want to point out a couple really cool things about these cookie dough recipes. First of all, we wanted to make them completely with almond flour, which means that they are both gluten-free, which is awesome. This one here, this is my favorite. I thought the cookie dough tasted the best last night. And this one has sugar, muscovado sugar, and butter in it. This one here only has maple syrup and coconut oil, so no butter and no sugar, besides, of course, in the maple syrup. So this one is also dairy-free, which is really cool. We will see. May the best cookie win. Okay, so now it is time to put our cookie dough on the cookie sheets. We like to use a little scooper here, so I'll show them their scooper.
Here, this one.
Yeah, that's a nice one for getting the cookie dough out. So we are going to just put it on the sheets now. Okay, now the cookies are ready to bake. Pop them in the oven that's already been preheated to 350 Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius and bake them for anywhere from 10 to 13 minutes. We're going to check on them in 10 minutes and see what they look like. Okay, so this is when recipe 1 cookies come out of the oven. This is what they'll look like. They did become pretty flat. I'm glad we've refrigerated them though, because they do look like they could have been kind of runny.
Now we're gonna do the recipe number 2. So I'm gonna put it here now.
With recipe number 2, you have to press down the cookie dough before you bake it. This is so that the cookies come out looking like a traditional cookie, like flatter. If you don't, they'll come out looking like a round ball. So Sel is just pushing on each cookie right now. And then once that is completed, we will go ahead and pop them in the oven. They're going to bake at 170 Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit for 8 to 9 minutes. Okay, here's the final product of our second recipe for the almond flour cookies. You could tell it's a lot different looking than the other cookies. These are the ones that are dairy-free and gluten-free, and we are excited to try them. Okay, so what's a cookie without some delicious milk? So we have almond milk here, so we're gonna pour this before we try our cookies. Okay guys, so we are ready to try our 2 different cookies to determine, okay, we're back. So we are ready to try our 2 different cookies here to determine the winner of the cookie war. First, we need to have a sip of milk. May the best cookie win. Okay, so the first cookie we're trying is recipe 1. This is the one with the butter and the sugar. So let's take a bite of this one.
Yeah, look at this guy. See?
This one's good.
Yeah, I like this one now.
Me too. This one's really good. I like how it's like almost like caramelized on the outside. This one is like packed with flavors. I think this one has such a strong flavor that you kind of want to like do a la mode.
And this is good for when you're drinking coffee also. You know?
Okay, now we're gonna try
The other
recipe
one.
2.
I'm excited to taste this one.
This one's a little bit thicker. Oh, my piece is like all chocolate. How'd I get so lucky?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's like a lot less sweet than the other one, so like the chocolate kind of like stands out a little bit more, which I think is really nice because if you're a chocolate fan like I am, you want to taste the chocolate. Very important. I think it has more of like a complementary flavors between the chocolate, the nuts, and the dough itself. It's like they're both so different of cookie that it's like really hard to choose. Even though they're both almond flour cookies, they just like have completely different flavors. I don't know which one's your favorite.
But for me, I like both. Yeah, I like it.
I know, I like both.
Yeah, it's
This is like really hard. I guess we gotta leave this up to my husband Joe to figure it out, which is the best cookie. Okay, so now we're gonna have my husband try each cookie and tell us what his favorite cookie is. Let's go. He's working right now, but I know he'll stop for a cookie or 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So Joe, you're gonna try these 2 cookies.
Okay.
Sorry, Van, you don't get any cookies.
I like the saltiness of this one. I like the color of this one though more. I like them both. They're very good.
You can't say both because we already said both. Okay, so since my husband couldn't decide either on what cookie he likes the most, we are going to have Shama and her family decide on what cookie is the crowning jewel.
I'm gonna try these cookies. Let me try this one first. Oh, this is amazing. Very, very good. I'll try this one too. So, the only reason why I'm not a big fan of this is because it's nuts, and I really don't like nuts. But this one is a really, really good cookie. Thank you for this very good cookie.
Okay guys, I want to know if you made these 2 cookie recipes and which one you like more, or what your favorite almond flour cookie recipe is, or if you're a crunchy fan of cookies, or if you're like me and you love a good half-baked cookie, you let us know down in the comments. Because me personally, I love a cookie that is like half-baked, so good, where it's like the middle, it's, you know, still all like cookie dough-ish, so yummy, like, and fresh out of the oven is like, there's nothing better in life than a cookie that's fresh out of the oven and a glass of milk. Except for maybe some alcohol in the milk. And we'll have all the recipes below so you can make them whenever you'd like.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it, and don't forget to like and share, and of course to subscribe our channel, and of course don't forget to click the bell button so that you're always notified for our next episode. Okay guys, thank you. See you next.
Bye.